Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Nisam Bulavinaka, Noya Mori, Talafalava, and warm Pacific greetings. Welcome, of course, to day 3 of the U.S. Embassy Youth Council's Careers Week. I'm Roger Mervin, one of the members of the council, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all this morning to today's careers session. Our session today is a very interesting one for all of us, as we will now unpack some of the exchange programs that the U.S. Embassy has to offer. Without taking much of everyone's time, I'd like to ask Kartik, one of our members of the U.S. Embassy Youth Council, to give some introductory remarks this morning.
All right, thank you so much, Broderick. Nisambula Vinaka, Talafalava, Maloilele, and a warm Pacific greetings to you all. My name is Kartik Nand, and I'm a member of the U.S. Embassy Youth Council. We are commemorating August as International Youth Month, celebrating young people's work in societies and the commitment towards an inclusive and a resilient post-COVID-19 future. Thank you all for tuning in on the U.S. Embassy's Facebook page and also to those here on the Zoom platform. We have all come here to help build a brighter future for our economy, for our country, our families, and our communities, because it symbolizes our future. Addressing the issues of young unemployment must be at the forefront of our efforts. We are all familiar with the problems that come with intergenerational poverty, which is caused by unemployment that continues from generation to generation, and the consequences that have not only for the family's well-being, but also for the community. The educational systems that those children attend, and as evidence such as correctional facilities. We must all work together to solve the issue, ensuring that young people throughout the Pacific have the opportunity to find work, engage in the workforce, and continue not just to their communities and the national economy, but also to their families' financial stability. This necessitates a system and culture that guarantees they are properly educated and skilled for the job. In a few minutes, you will be hearing from our U.S. Embassy established opinion leaders specialist, Madam Esther Rokobuli, who will elaborate on the exchange programs that the U.S. Embassy offers. While Madam Rokobuli presents, please feel free to send us questions and we will be happy to answer them as we go along. Once again, our sincerest thank you to everyone for joining our session on Facebook and Zoom, and we hope you have a lot to take out from today's session. Thank you all for your attention, and I hand it back to Mr. Broderick Mervin.
Thank you so much, Kartik, for the introductory remarks this morning. Again, a deep appreciation to everybody that is tuning in, both on our Zoom platform as well as our U.S. Embassy Facebook page live. And we really do appreciate you all taking out the time to be part of today's informative session. Well, today's speaker is none other than Madam Esther Underwood. Madam Esther Underwood Rokobuli joined the U.S. Embassy Regional Environment Office in 2011, before moving to the Public Diplomacy Office in 2014. Esther is the established opinion leader specialist and is a graduate from the University of the South Pacific. Esther has a wealth of knowledge in both environmental and educational, as well as cultural programs. She currently manages the U.S. Embassy's exchange programs and the alumni program. She's also happily married with 3 beautiful children and loves to share her wonderful experiences and work with us today. Without taking much of everyone's time, I now give the floor to none other than our speaker, Madam Esther Rokobuli.
Vinaka again, everyone. Thank you for your patience and tuning in this morning with regards to our exchange programs and alumni resources that I will be talking about in our session today. As you can see on your screen, those are the exchange programs that is facilitated through the U.S. Embassy here in Suva. We have the Fulbright, Humphrey, Professional Fellows, USSP, IVLP, SUSI, and the list goes on. Fulbright is the flagship scholarship for our U.S. program. Students or those that have achieved a bachelor, an undergrad degree, you are eligible to further your studies to achieve your master's through the Fulbright program. As stated, it is in partnership with more than 160 countries worldwide, and the program is for those that are passionate, or those that have completed their students, scholars, or teachers' professional background to study and teach and pursue important research and professional projects. We also, you can find out more about the program on the website that's stated above. And during the year when the program is being advertised, we normally share the details about the program on our social media page, also on our website, and we also state the different programs that you can apply for when you are applying for your program. Normally we have a set of themes that is related to the field of study that you would like to pursue. And this normally comes out in January, early January. And we normally close our program around April. So those that are eligible to apply are those from our 5 countries: Fiji, Tonga, Tuvalu, Kiribati, and Nauru. And it is a lengthy process. So by September, we are able to let successful applicants know whether they have been selected for the program or not. And we also encourage those that were not to continue to visit our website and submit your application for the next cycle. So as I had mentioned, we have the field of studies tabulated in front of you for 2022-2023. This is a general scope of the programs that we offer. And normally we have interested students or participants that would like to go into depth with regards to the field of studies they are offered. If you see that or that your aim or your field of study aligns with one of the field that we have stated on our website, then please apply, and we will discuss more with you once you have been selected for the program. Next slide, Betty, please. So when I had mentioned earlier that we have sorry, what I wanted to say is that it is quite lengthy, because we have application that's open in January, then we have application deadline around end of April, and then we have the program staff that conducts the technical review, then the US review, then successful applicants are shortlisted, and final applicants are notified of the outcome. In between all of this, once we have selected our successful candidates, the university will be connected through IIE. So IIE does that long process of back and forth with the university and with the embassy. Hence, we have this lengthy process. By September is when we would notify the successful applicants of their status. Thank you. Next slide, please, Betty. So we would just like to share with you some of our amazing citizens who deserve recognition that have gone through our program. We have Ms. Seni Pomau, resident magistrate, and we also have Dr. Alicia Sahukan, who undertook a 2-year master's public health program at Emory University. So these are our alumni from the Fulbright program. We also have those from the South Pacific. On the next slide, I will also show you a picture of Sosiala Tinilau, who is the Director of Environment in Tuvalu. He was also a Fulbright alumni. Next slide, please. You can see Sosiala Tinilau on our screen right now, on our slide. And we've also had other Fulbright fellows from Kiribati, Penita Kabubuke. She was the first secretary for Foreign Affairs in Kiribati. So in total, for our 5 countries, we've sent 66 Fulbright successful candidates to the US to obtain their masters in their various fields. And currently, we recently just had a PhD fellow, Winnie Puara, who is currently studying in the university in Mississippi, undertaking studies in public policy and administration. Another program that is run by the US Embassy is the Humphrey Fellowship. It enhances leadership among international professionals who collaborate to address local and global challenges and foster change for our collective good. So this is a 10-month exchange program whereby the successful candidates are placed in a university with the same field of study that they were pursuing when they were in their country. Currently, we have Miss Litia Seruvakula. She's in Michigan State University, and she's pursuing human resources. If you also notice from the slide, that was our previous Humphrey Fellow. Her name is Litia Ngaunavo, and she studied at California UC Davis. Another program that that is offered through the university is the study of the US Institute. So we call that SUSI for short. We've had Mr. Dr. Salendra Singh, who participated in 2016, and he was the first from Fiji and the Pacific to be selected in this journalism program. So that was an amazing outcome for us to have our first SUSI participant on this program. It's quite an extensive course, 6 to 8 weeks rigorous academic exchange, and at the same time they're able to bring back what they've learned to their home country. So you might be asking, what are some resources available to you? When you've gone on these programs, as participants of all our various programs, you will become an alumni of the State Department. And when you come back, we continue to connect with you. We would like to see that you have put into action or put into work what you have learned from our programs. And we also support you through public diplomacy small grant programs. This information is available on our website. We have quarterly intake of grants that we receive here at the embassy. There's also the International Exchange Alumni website that you as an alumni are privileged to be part of, because you've participated in our programs and you have completed your full course. Thus, they still want us to be connected. We still want to connect with you and with those that you have worked with or carried out certain projects with around the globe. Hence, that is why you are given the alumni resources to be able to continue the good work when you come back to your home country. We also have the alumni Engagement Innovation Fund, we call it AEIF, and there's also the MissionDriven Alumni Goals. So for MDAO, we will work with you. You will put up your proposal and the embassy will work with you in achieving what you wanna achieve at the end of your proposal. So when you come back as an alumni, I always encourage all our fellows, all our alumni to please register on the alumni.state website, which is on the slide right now. You create your account, you register, you include all the details, and then you will be given a confirmation via email. This is the website that I was talking about. When you go on the website, there's a lot of resources available, and I always encourage alumni to go in and make use of the resources that's available to you. And you can always connect with those that you were in class with. Like you can also create a regional project, especially for, I'm talking in terms of our alumni in our 5 countries, Tonga, Tuvalu, Kiribati, Nauru, Fiji. And recently we did an alumni workshop. It was a regional workshop just before COVID, and it was amazing. We were able to get alumni from our 5 countries to come to Fiji for a 2-day workshop. And at the end of the workshop, they were also a pitching program whereby they submitted their proposals for their grants. And I'm glad to state that they have used the grants well, and we've received the reports, and they've done amazing work in their 5 countries. So this is the kind of results that we want. When we send you on our program, we want you to engage with those you were with in your class, and while you're there, think about what you want to bring back home, what you want to do to make a change, because that is the main reason why we are sending you to come back home and put to work what you have learned from our exchange programs, and that will encourage those that are following behind you in terms of the younger generation, that this is something that you can do. You can make a change when you come back home as a young leader, as a youth, as a person that will be in the ranks of leading the country in the near future. This is the main purpose of our exchange programs. Next, please. As I previously touched on Alumni Innovation Fund, if you're wondering more about the fund, so we had this criteria in from 2018, and it's similar to the same criteria of selection, and till today, we have alumni from the globe that are making use of this Alumni and Engagement Innovation Fund. These are some things that you need to think about when you're submitting your proposals, about the challenges, the beneficiaries, your partners, and project implementation, funding, and budget. Once you work on your proposal, you will submit that to post here to Embassy Suva. We will work with you to better your proposal so that you are able to align your proposal with what is required for funding. Then we submit it through our respective channels, and we await the final decisions from Washington, D.C. In terms of whether the project is being funded or not, or how you can better your next proposal. So it is always, I always encourage our alumni, no matter what, try and submit a proposal. Sometimes people feel that it may not be funded like from the start of. Never be negative, always be positive, and know that if you are not funded this time, there'll be another round, and you will have a higher chance of being funded if you continue to submit your proposal and better your project implementation. And this is the Mission-Driven Alumni Outreach Program that I had also spoke on briefly. So the difference between this and AEIF is that AEIF, it's totally on the alumni. You work in groups as alumni, 2 or 3 alumni, and then you submit a proposal based on the field of study that have been tabulated in the criteria of the AEIF program. Whereas the Mission-Driven Alumni Outreach Program, the embassy will work with you to implement the program. So it will be a joint proposal, in other words. And the public diplomacy small grant, this is something that's offered to everybody, not only the alumni, but to all citizens of our 5 countries. You can always submit a proposal for small grants ranging from US 5,000 to 15,000 USD. We always advise that you work on programs or proposal that meets our mission-driven goals and that of your country as well. So our mission-driven goals is stated on the website, and that would be the best way forward. Look at our mission goals and look at the mission goals of your country, and then align your proposal with the two. And these are some of the way that you can contribute as an alumni when you come back from the programs: research and intellectual innovation, economic development, education and arts, volunteerism, and advocacy. So these are some of our success stories from our alumni. This is Mr. Samisoni Pareti. He was our alumni for our IVLP program. He went on the communications program, and on February 2017, he did a documentary titled Totoka Kodivia. He worked with our digital coordinator at that time, and they put together this success story on Divya, how secondary school in the islands was able to achieve 100% pass rate in FSLC with the limited resources that they had. And this was an amazing success story for us, because it goes to show that no matter where you are, you can be in the outer islands and still achieve 100% pass rate. And that all depends on the support that you receive in your communities. It starts from your home with your parents, with the support of your community, with the church, with the Vanua. That was how Divya achieved their 100% pass rate. And this video was requested to be used by WHO, also by Nauru, and also the Ministry of Education. So we were glad that an alumni worked on this video, made use of the funds that were available to showcase what we can achieve as a community by working together. And after you've gone on our programs, you are automatically an alumni. Being an alumni, apart from what you can implement here, we also have opportunities to send you abroad for conferences. And in this slide, you will see 2 of our alumni, Mr. Parrett and Mr. Derelala, who got a chance to travel to Singapore to collaborate with other alumni that had been on similar programs in the past years. So we try and keep the connection going. We try and keep engaging with our alumni, because they are our strength, they are our resource that we continue to work with and engage with in terms of our programs in Fiji and also our 4 countries. So this is a vision that we have in place for alumni. We love to continue engaging alumni through our events. speaking events, also building capacity in fledgling NGOs, and promoting health and wellness initiatives, just to name a few. And stated on the previous slide, Betty, is the websites that you can get more information on. So I've talked more on programs after you have achieved your degree, your bachelor's. I would like to state for those that will be interested in programs straight after high school, going into university, please tune in on Friday with our American resources specialist. She will talk more about funding opportunities in the United States for those that are interested. I guess I'll wrap up with that. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you so much, Madam Rokobuli, for your presentation this morning. And also thank you so much to everybody that is tuning in via our Zoom platform, as well as watching us from Facebook Live. So we're going now into a time of questions and answers, and we would appreciate if you do have any questions or comments that you have for Madam Rokobuli, if you could just put them on the chat box here. If those that are joining in via our Facebook Live platform, do give us a comment there, and we will be more than happy to give it to our respected guest speaker, and she'll be answering them. So probably just to break the ice a bit, Madam Rokobuli, you mentioned about the programs for those that are currently pursuing their degree programs or in the job market. You know, how often do these programs come about, especially for those in university?
Okay, so our programs is every year, is yearly. For example, the Fulbright program that is offered every year, but it's like a 2-year cycle because that's a master's program. So for this year, that would have been a 2021-2022 cycle. So the successful candidate who had gone on the program would be for 2 years. But that doesn't mean that we won't advertise for next year. Next year comes on. We will have the program again next year. And that is the same too for our Humphrey. For IVLP, can I just mention that it is nomination-based. That is a program that we put out to our contacts for those that say, for example, if a program is with regards to environment, so we would reach out to so our environment office here would take the lead on that in terms of their contacts. They would have the relevant people that they have worked with, that they know that would benefit from the program. So then they reach out accordingly to the participants that have been nominated. Whereas Fulbright and Humphrey, that is application based. And it's a yearly thing. There's also another program that I wanted to talk about that I was happy that I would like to explain more on, is the Global Undergrad Exchange Program. I think this is something that the university students would like to know more about. So we were delighted to be informed that this year was the first year that Fiji and our 5 countries will be eligible to participate in the program. So it is a fully funded academic and cultural exchange program for a year. So the requirement is that you're in 2nd year and that you will be coming back to continue your studies prior to graduating. So it's an exchange while you're still uni. That is the other program. So from my understanding is that this program will continue just like Fulbright, just like Humphrey.
Well, that's really interesting. We've got a few questions here, I hope you don't mind. Got a question here asking if, does an individual need to have TESOL or other English language for Fulbright scholarship and the fellowship?
For Fulbright scholarship and let me touch on Fulbright first. For Fulbright scholarship, the requirement is that you will need to sit for TOEFL. TOEFL, and we will let you know once you have been successful. So we won't tell you to go and sit for TOEFL if you're not successful. Once successful candidates are informed that they will be selected for the program, then we will reach out to you and let you know you need to sit for TOEFL, and that is all being covered by the program. So we also accept IELTS for the English test. So there are two main ones, TOEFL and IELTS. Yeah. And that applies well.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So, just looking at that, we've got some questions coming in. So, some of the scholarships have different variety of topics. We've got two in particular that are asking if these scholarships that have been offered by the U.S. Embassy have opportunities for them to study in the field of engineering or mechanical, for that matter. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. Like I said in the presentation, we normally put out a criteria for eligible fields, those fields that people can apply for. And you'll notice engineering will come under science. We may not have specifically stated the engineering. We normally give a general scope of all our programs. So for example, if you're applying and you're an engineering student and you're successful, then what we do is that we will reach out to IIE, the institution that looks after the program, and then they work with the universities in the United States to see which university will best fit you. Then the process starts from there. Then they let us know, okay, this university is able to accommodate this certain person, and then we let you know this is the university that you'll be attending, and then we carry on from there. So it's a lot of back and forth in between April and September.
Quite interesting. There's questions also coming in about not only how often do the programs come about, but the age requirements, when applying for these programs. So we've got questions here asking, what is the minimum age or the maximum age, that these scholarships offer? Because a lot of people really want to get a hold of these scholarships, and as you've mentioned, it does come yearly or does come every 2 years. So what is some of the age criteria for eligibility?
I'm glad to say that for Fulbright, we don't have any age criteria. For Humphrey, it has to be, the only requirement for Humphrey is that you have an undergrad program, which is similar to Fulbright. There is no age criteria for either of the two. For UGrad program, yes, we have an age criteria there, between 18 and 22.
Okay, Madam Rokobuli, there's a question here about there's another opportunity called the Community Scholarship Program, I believe, Community Solutions Program. Could you tell us more about that?
Community Solution, it's a year-long professional development program for people who are working to improve their communities by addressing issues related to energy and the environment, peace, conflict resolution, transparency, accountability, and women and gender. So we've had our first candidate, Mr. Lionel Rogers, who was our very first successful candidate for the program, and he did outstanding. And now he's been asked to mentor for the program, and that is amazing. So Lionel was our first community solutions successful candidate. Yes, and he is also open to. We've reached out to him for our future candidates if they're able to liaise with him directly if they want more information about the program, and he's he's very supportive and accepting of the fact that he would love to work with those in the future, those successful candidates in the future. Yes. So he made an impact, and it was in the news, and that was amazing that now he's been asked to mentor the program.
Yeah, so we've got a few questions also coming in from our Facebook live platforms. If I may, just for a moment. One of the questions here is, most of the young people have not reached the university level. So do they offer special programs for them?
For that, I would ask for them to tune in on Friday. We have our American Resources specialist. She'll come on and she'll talk more about that. That's more in her line of work in terms of Education USA. Yes.
With this COVID-19 and the rollout of these scholarships and these programs, what have been some of the challenges faced by your office in sort of arranging for our selected candidates for the specific program and just ensuring that they have safe passage to the United States? What have been some of the challenges that you guys have faced from this COVID-19 pandemic?
I guess the main challenges was the MOH requirements. That was something that we faced, but nevertheless, we were impressed, and we were very happy about the support given by the staff of MOH. They helped us in terms of their travel down, getting all the passes and arranging for them to get their test done and all of that, which is something new. But nevertheless, with the support of the MOH staff, I would like to take this time to thank them as well. Even though the guidelines are very strict, we were able to successfully send both our Fulbright and our Humphrey candidate just last month. Yes. Sorry, this month, sorry, August. Yes, early this month, the first week of this month. So they're both in the United States now, and oh God, we are so happy that they were able to fly out in time of just before their classes started, so they were there on time. It is a lot of work. Nevertheless, we have a great team here at the embassy, not only our sections, but other sections that are involved in getting our participants to be able to travel. So it is a teamwork. I guess when you have a great team, not only within your section, but from other sections as well in the embassy, and then you have a good connection or relationship with those outside of the embassy in the other ministries, you are able to achieve your goal. And that's how we achieved ours. We worked hand in hand with the Ministry of Health. And we were able to send our participants out despite the COVID-19 challenges. Yes.
Thank you so much. We've got like quite a handful of questions coming in from both our Facebook and our Zoom platforms. We really do appreciate all the information that we're getting so far. You mentioned about the criteria, and there's some regional participants that are tuning in. We've got a few in particular from Kiribati, Tuvalu. Does the requirements in terms of the scholarships, is it only applicable for Fijian citizens, or it's applicable across the board?
It's applicable across the board. The embassy here in Suva is accredited to all our 5 countries. So Tonga, Tuvalu, Kiribati, Nauru. Yes. So it's applicable across the board. If you are a citizen of any of our 5 countries, you are eligible to apply for any of our programs.
Yeah, the questions mostly we're looking at it right now on the scholarships, and we're sort of touching base on that because a lot of queries are coming in concerning when they're applying for the scholarship, do they need to get a bit of work experience in that field before they apply for the scholarship, or can you just apply without the work experience? We've got a lot of questions coming in regarding that topic, especially.
So I'm gonna talk more on Fulbright and Humphrey. You need to understand that Fulbright is a scholarship and Humphrey is a fellowship. I'm just gonna divide the two so that people are more clear on it. So Fulbright, it is on merit. That you meet the criteria that we've stated. Humphrey, you have to also have that experience, that 5 years experience in the field that you're working in before you apply for the program. That is also a criteria that we look at. And when we advertise our programs on social media or on our website, we normally state all these criteria clearly when we advertise for the program. So you must meet the criteria in order to be eligible for the program.
Thank you so much for that. Yes, we got the questions coming in. Just to let everyone know, there's also a particular session this Friday that will be touching base for those that are living high school. And, we see a lot of questions coming in with regards to that. Please do tune in on Friday for this information session if you're in high school or within that age range. Madam Rokobuli, let's just change gears a bit and go into sort of the grant system. And, a lot of young people, just by looking at the grants based on your presentation, that it's quite interesting. And the amount as well is sort of eye-catching as well. And we have a lot of young people that have very innovative ideas, and, they really need the finance and the support to carry out their projects. Is there a specific criteria when coming up with your concept notes or your project proposals when applying for these small grants that you have offered?
Okay. Yes, we do have a criteria. The grant is open to everyone, everyone from our 5 countries. Just know that you are eligible to apply if you're a citizen of our 5 countries. And for our grants criteria, we normally state our mission goals here at the embassy. It's on our website. It's there when we advertise for our grants. You have to link what you are planning to do or your proposal with our mission goals. It has to align with our mission goals. That is the main criteria. So if you're from Tuvalu, you have your mission goals of your country. For sure, there'll be a connection between one of your mission goals with ours. They have to align. As long as you meet that criteria, you can submit your application. And then we have a grants panel that sit down. Then they will review all the applications, and then they let everyone know of the outcome of the application. Well, those that are successful, provided you meet all those criteria.
Thank you so much for that.
You can also partner with an NGO. If you're a youth, you can partner with your youths to submit a grant application.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Just a question here about, during this COVID-19, what has does the alumni programs continue, and what are some of the ways in which the alumni has sort of continued with the engagement during this COVID-19 pandemic?
Yes, you'll be surprised that during this COVID-19, we are still continuing with our programs. We have virtual programs, so we are having more alumni added to our alumni list through our virtual programs. For one program on its own, we had about 9-10 participants, and this is participants from our 5 countries, not only Fiji. So our alumni bandwidth is expanding, and it is something that we are trying to keep alive, continue to work with them. We've reached out to them. We've mentioned about the AEIF grant proposal. We had an alumni work with, so partner up with another alumni, and they had submitted a proposal. But due to certain issues, they have to better their proposal, and then they can still resubmit it again for our next round of funding. So we are continuing with our alumni network, yes.
A lot of young people that are watching in from both the platforms, just looking at the questions that are coming in, there's just on, for example, what about students who are currently working, they want to pursue their studies abroad. They have only completed their studies up to diploma level or certificate level. Do they still qualify? These are some of the things, especially just understanding the dynamics of Pacific youth.
Yes. For Fulbright, that is the standard criteria worldwide. It's a flagship scholarship. It's a flagship program. It's 2 years of master's program. So the entry level for Fulbright is that you have to have an undergrad degree. For Humphrey, you have to have that experience and also an undergrad degree because it's a professional exchange, professional fellowship. So for that question, I would suggest that you tune in on Friday with our American resource specialist. She will have more information on Education USA and the universities that you can apply to with that level of qualification that you have, and the funding that you can also look for to support further education in tertiary level.
Well, thank you so much for that, Madam Rokobuli. Young people that are watching in from both our Zoom and our Facebook, continue to send in your questions. Madam Rokobuli is here to assist you during this period, and we encourage that you take advantage of this. This platform is created for you, and I encourage everyone to make full utilization of it. Madam Rokobuli, just looking at your presentation, the testimonials that you have featured, apart from those that have done videos, those that have sort of engaged in the workforce, apart from Lionel Rogers, have there been also successful youths that have sort of been part of these scholarships and, have sort of benefited from them?
Yes, I'm proud to say there's a youth who's online right now, Taitu Sivande. He just got a scholarship to go to East West Center in Hawaii, USSP program. So that's part of our program, a part of the State Department program. They apply directly to East West Center, to Hawaii, and we help in facilitating their travel. So he's online saying hello right now, and I think he's looking forward to his trip soon. Probably next month or so. So yes, there's other youths that have been successful with our programs. For Humphrey, we've like I stated, we had the Litiang Onovo, and she's with SPC, doing amazing work. We've also had, I think you'll be familiar with Dwayne Galovaki. That's one of our youths who was also very vocal and did a lot of amazing work while he was in the United States, and he's back and so eager to get on the Alumni Association and do more work with us. So we've had a lot of youth participate in our program.
That's very encouraging for all of us. And again, congratulations to Tetusi, who is watching this session this morning. We wish you all the best for your studies in Hawaii. And, we look forward to the work that you will do post your studies in Hawaii when you return back to Fiji. Well, Madam Rokobuli, sort of winding down now a bit. So, probably for a lot of young people that are watching in, what are some of your, final comments that you'd like to leave us with when we wrap up today?
Thank you. I would just like to say, if you have a dream, a goal, go for it. Don't ever think that anything is hard to achieve. I didn't even expect myself to be sitting in this position, but God is amazing. He puts you in places that you never thought you'd be, and I'm blessed to be to be working for the the US government, for the US Embassy here in Suva. I'm able to, I joined in 2011. I worked with the Environment Office before moving on into public diplomacy. And I love the work that I've been doing, though it's two different platforms, I would say, but I've managed to do environment work, working with those at grassroots level. And I think that's very important. And now with the education in my current field, I'm able to reach out to those, that do not know the programs that we have here to offer. In terms of our real life situation there, many people don't have the funding to be able to travel to the United States, but this is some programs that we can offer here that you can benefit from, and to get that exposure. Just seeing the reach of our programs in our country, not only in Fiji, but in our 5 countries in the Pacific, it is amazing. And I always encourage those that I come across, please, don't let your dream die. Always know that if you believe it, you can achieve it. That's about it from me.
Thank you so much for that. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, this concludes our session for this morning. On behalf of the US Embassy Youth Council, can we acknowledge you, Madam Rokobuli? We also do apologize for the technical glitch this morning. But anyways, we do appreciate taking out your valuable time to be part of today's session, just giving us an insight of the scholarships and the many exchange programs, and also just empowering young people to take full advantage of these. After all, these programs are meant for them. And we encourage young people that are watching both on our Zoom platform as well as on the US Embassy Facebook Live to take full advantage of it, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. As Madam Rokobuli had mentioned, nothing is impossible. And of course, Madam Rokobuli is living testimony of that. Once again, thank you so much, Madam Rokobuli, for being with us this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's session. Don't forget, tomorrow we have another session for the US Embassy Careers Week. It'll be more on Pacific people, the employer's perspective, quite an interesting session to look forward to. It will begin tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we encourage everyone to take full advantage of the online platforms that we are providing for young people. We all wish you all the best for this morning, and stay safe. Ni samode.
Imode nakfalevo